if y'all check that thing out, oh, we were live. Go ahead.
We're live right now. Yep.
We're live right now. I do want to say, since you just reminded me, we watched your video as everything was ending, and great job.
Yeah, that was awesome video.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, it's nice to put some like images with the stories.
Brilliant. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm getting like some issues in my system. All right, mods. Today, I know you guys have been on high alert, but there's been things that have been deleted that don't need to be deleted. We want all opinions respectfully, so only real nasty stuff is going to be deleted. There was weird comments being deleted that maybe it was a mistake, but there was definitely comments earlier on the premiere that did not need to be deleted. So if they come in here and they have a question that's clearly like it doesn't align with what any of us think, that's okay. We're here to answer the questions and stuff, but don't just block them because maybe they have a different opinion or they have a question. Questions are welcome. If they're asking their question and they're like sincerely asking because they're curious, it's okay. But I know that with all of the attacks and stuff, you guys are on high alert, but please be mindful because I don't want to take anyone's wrenches. I went through them today to see who do I need to take wrenches from, but I like you all, so please just mind what you're blocking. I can take a little bit of criticism, I promise. So it's okay. We have all decided we won't be, and I talked it on, we aren't going to be addressing what happened on a different channel tonight. This is a Q&A that we had planned. Let's steer away from essay tonight. Let's steer to what kind of questions will help us get answers to help find someone, okay?
Hey, Thicky Nicky.
And babe, do you have something to say?
Yeah, just more on that. I know when Don comes on, there's going to be a lot of questions about his past. Another creator makes the assertion that his past and Summer are connected. We don't necessarily think that's the case. So as far as we're concerned, all those questions are null and void. We're not going to get into the he said, she said, the fact that they have two very different stories, all that. It's just, this is about Summer, actually about Summer, not about what happened years ago. So if you have questions about Summer and the events surrounding the days of her disappearance, those questions are welcome.
Mark, do you care if I add something in here?
No, please.
Go right ahead,
yeah,
man.
Go ahead and you guys say whatever.
You know, I want to stress this too. What me and my wife do on our channel is strictly for Summer. We do not condone SA whatsoever. We just want to stick with Summer and the facts about Summer's case. That's what we're doing. That's what we're looking into. And yeah, you know, that's the most important thing in this. I'm not saying anything that happened before is good or anything like that. I just want to stress that that is our stance on it, is to try to help bring some kind of justice to Summer or bring some things more clarity to it. That is all.
Also, while we're in this little segue, real quick, Mr. Mark and Ms. Scher, can we qualify the fact that Don has not hired Cam and Alie to do any investigating, and Cam and Alie are not investigating. That's not what they're doing. So that's, moving on.
Yeah, we don't even personally know Don. The only time I have spoke to Don is on a live that was previous on here. We don't know him personally. We don't know Candace personally. We don't know the family personally. Nothing about her. Nothing. Yeah, at all. At all.
The chat flew by, but someone had asked, why aren't we talking to Candace? It's because Candace doesn't want to speak to anybody.
That's right.
Well,
given everything that's happened, she's gone low profile.
Trust me, she's hollering in the background, or we see her on video calls. We know some things of what she she thinks we hear it. It's just she's not on camera and whatever. She's been burned too badly. She doesn't trust anyone after letting people in that they thought was, you know, going to be helpful in that. So, Weedleby, welcome to the Crazy Train. Woo woo! And Candace, welcome. Why is your comment not showing? I can see you.
Yeah, we see you. GSD 101.
Mm-hmm.
I got one more thing too. We do not. We care nothing about any. I heard statement made that was on another creator stuff that we are in it for reward money. We care nothing about reward money. We care nothing about money whatsoever. We put our own dime to do what we did, and you know that's it. We just want some stuff cleared up for ourselves also. Just wanted to state that fact.
There you go.
Thank you guys for letting me do that.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
And
Yeah.
there's been a couple people in the comments, oh, we're just going to ignore SA and whatever. We're not saying that.
We are not defending sexual assault.
But tonight, that's not what we're dwelling on. I mean, tonight's show on a different channel has happened about 4 or 5 times over already.
Right.
That's not the point of tonight. Talking about something that happened 37 years ago is not... How does that help us find Summer today, 37 years later?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie.
Facts. Hey, Melly Mel.
Yeah, none of us condone essay. It just, you know, that's not why we're here. We're here for Summer.
No, of course, no.
It's like, you know,
of course we don't.
If you got a gentleman that, you know, he wakes up, has breakfast, maybe commits an armed robbery, and then later on in the day before dinner he commits a murder. You're not going to hear about those. Those are separate things, right? Like they're different, right? We're here because of the abduction. We aren't here for the SA. I mean, I myself, I'm not qualified to handle any sort of SA depositions or any of that, right? I am not versed in that, so I don't want to speak about that. And I think that should be an acceptable environment for people online. If you don't want to talk about that, don't talk about it, but don't hound people for not wanting to talk about it.
Yeah.
What's up, Gonzo? I saw you on there.
Well, I know they try to build character of the, you know, whoever, the parents or whoever, but they obviously don't have any real suspects that they're looking at yet because there's no evidence. So
exactly.
You can't just dwell on there. You put it out there and you say, this is his past, and then you let it go. You don't, you know, just keep pounding on it because we get it. We know.
Yeah. That is, you know, it's not an unreasonable approach, but it's only one avenue. Like there are other people who could be looked at as suspects and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, and it's just important to keep an open mind.
Exactly. And as Sheriff Lawson said, everybody that was in there is still a suspect. They have not outruled anybody.
No.
And people have said, well, I was contacted on the phone and I've been cleared. That was something that was said on somebody we looked into, and that's not true. He said everybody was still a suspect.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and that guy you were talking about on your video there, Cam, he's my number one.
Yeah.
Like if I had to pick, like why would he put up an old picture and lie about it to try and create an alibi?
Yeah.
He didn't just lie once about that same picture. He lied a bunch of times about
he went in and changed it, edited it, everything. And we put in our description, he is more than welcome at any time to come up and let's discuss it. So I give him the opportunity to do that. Just get a hold of us and we'll discuss it.
Yep.
Put his voice out there.
Yes, Crime Time, and to everybody, you guys are not listening. We are not saying that. We are saying there are other possibilities, and Dawn's past does not dictate what happened to Summer. We don't know Summer was sexually assaulted. We don't even know whether or not she's alive. We don't know anything. So until we do, we have to keep an open mind.
That's right.
That's it. And I think if you wanna have a forum to really talk nasty about people, join a knitting club or a sewing club, or play bridge with the ladies on Thursday night. But
Get your gossip in.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's actually like 1 billion people legitimately on YouTube. So that's a lot of eyes and ears, processing and seeing all of this stuff. And you can't leave this digital footprint behind and also say that you want justice, right? You just cannot. Those two things do not coincide.
Exactly. It's either a witch hunt or it's looking for truth. It's not both.
Truth and justice, same things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Stay for Love.
And Cher, you had this Q&A lined up before Chris's live. I mean, days before,
yes.
correct?
I know, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I had no idea what he was going to come out of his mouth, but the thing is, too, with when he did his first interview thing with Don on the phone, he had ended that by saying, after this, mark my words, Don will want to do an interview somewhere else and like fix this or whatever, but he wanted to defend himself. And yeah, I mean, we had already recorded, but yeah, I can't stop what people say, but little do they know. And just like other creators were like, oh, Don and Candace have been very quiet for a couple days. It was like 30 hours that we weren't, and we actually had multiple recordings. We just didn't edit yet. I don't know what people are getting at.
And that's my bad. I haven't been up to editing.
Well, yeah, I mean, but yes, there's always things planned. That no, we don't plan around like. What does he want us to do?
Is it acceptable, Mr. and Mrs. Cher, to talk about kind of what I feel like we woke up to this crazy spiral spin out of the Predator Nation or something, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like that was disgruntling for me because I don't think that those people are, and I'm not bashing anyone. What I'm saying is anytime you have what looks like breaking news in a case, everyone gasses up the tank. Everyone gets the emotions back involved. You scratch the bottom of what you have left to bring forward more emotion to sustain yourself. And then you find out that it's completely a fallacy. It's a public area that I mean, and there was actually some sort of release from the owner of the Speedway. It was devastating because I assumed, and this is where I felt a little bit cheated because I feel like my detector is not bent. So I felt like those guys, when I was looking at it, felt like they were being as delicate as they could, but then come to find out that there was no delicate at all. It was just very, I had the rest of the afternoon kind of in a lull because I had this adrenaline rush, like new evidence. And then it's not new evidence at all, right?
Yeah.
We've been asked questions too about, if you were allowed to go search, first of all, we weren't searching for evidence or anything, but should you wear rubber gloves and pick up? I believe you would speak to law enforcement and they would clarify all that with you before you would go out and search to be able to handle it. I don't think they would want you to be handling evidence for them, but
they do not want you to handle evidence. That's why communications, the need for communications were so dire during the search, because when you have regular volunteers or even EquiSearch guys, those people are not, they are not educated and certified to be handling and collecting evidence. So when you have John Q. Citizenry start touching the DNA, the forensics, that those things are easily excluded in court because of the chain of evidence, the way it started and the way it developed.
Chain of custody.
The chain of custody on evidence has to be tight or it's excluded. So that's just it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just was concerned. The clip I was sent over and over again was someone had said they had a sit-down interview with Don coming up, and they were gonna film it or whatever. So of course, right away, I'm like, Don, did you do an interview? He was like, what? No. And he was kind of confused, and um, there was other creators saying that Don had called these people out, and it's not true. So that was the only thing that he wanted to address. Other than that, I was just like, wow, this is like, what is going on? And then I heard that the same place was searched several times before, so I didn't think that they would leave behind, zip ties and duct tape with hair. Not only that, what we were saying, like Summer had her hair shaven. So yeah,
Why would
it
there
was a
be
mess.
hair when she had a shaved head?
She didn't have any. Yeah, and the thing that's strange about knowing that locale had been searched before is the fact that we don't have any narrative in our timeline about how the Speedway pops in or how it should play a part, right? Do we know anything about the Speedway?
I've never heard nothing about Speedway this whole time.
Right. So what leads
Don here right now, so I'm gonna have him in. But some of y'all are already being real crappy in chat, so you will get blocked right away, like that. So mods, again, let a little bit of criticism through. That's healthy, but not just the nasty. Yeah, you know what to do. Hello, Don. Thank you for your time again.
Hi, Don.
How you doing? Hey.
Well, we're all right. How are you?
I'm hanging in there best I can.
Yeah.
You look good.
We got another full moon here. Oh, thanks.
Another full moon? Are you clean shaven tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but
yeah, we see it.
Yep,
yeah.
I can see a little.
Awesome.
Well, are you ready for some questions? We let people know, yes, you watched the other thing earlier, but we're not here for that tonight. You'll address that, tomorrow or a different time or something, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
so
sorry.
We're gonna go with
storm in here, and that I keep losing my connection.
It's all right, Tammy.
We're gonna let's see what some questions are. We're gonna filter through them, Don, so we're not getting nasty ones. Don't you worry.
How
was your weekend, Don?
Went to church Saturday, and I always struggle with the part where all the kids go up front, but it was a good day, and then found some pretty interesting stuff in the scriptures in Isaiah 66:22 that I'd like to share with y'all one of these times. Pretty interesting stuff that I thought it just kind of made my day.
Good.
But tried to work today, struggling, with everything.
Yeah.
All right, Don. So the first question we got comes from Dalen, and she wants to know if Summer has a birthmark or a scar or anything like that.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Now my boys, they got moles and stuff all over them, but I don't think Summer has any, as far as I know.
Okay.
And then EquiSearch, was it about a week ago now you had called, and didn't Hawkins County tell them no, not to come back out when you had wanted to get them back out again?
Yeah, I talked to Dave Rader, and he called Hawkins County, and I don't know why they can't agree on anything, and then we got other people that try to talk to law enforcement, and they don't want to share very much information at all. So I guess we're going down Monday, or my wife and these other people are going there Monday to talk to them, see if we're going to get a police report, number one, and then see if they should share some information with us. We're trying to check off boxes ourselves, and because we don't know what's going on, and we just don't know what to do. We don't know what the police are up to exactly. I can call TBI tomorrow and find out more information if they've gotten anywhere or anything like that. But as far as I know, it's just at a standstill. It looks like to me.
Yeah. Do you think there is a possibility Jose could be involved as revenge after your altercation with him?
No, I think he's off in another state, and I don't think so. I know the police contacted him, and he even admitted, to the part where he said that I tried to chip his tooth. He told him the truth, that I didn't chip his tooth, from what we understand.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of rumors going around, and I don't know who started them, but a lot of people have been asking if Summer was autistic at all because she doesn't seem to talk a lot.
No, Summer was very healthy, very, very healthy in every way, mentally, physically, and in every way. She was 100% normal. Yeah, she's yeah,
I think that,
she have
and
no
when
problems at all.
When you're the youngest of four, she all she has to do is point, and people are like, "What do you want? What do you want?" So she,
Right.
yeah.
My brothers, with my growing up, my brothers used to speak for each other, so the youngest one didn't ever have to talk. They knew exactly what they.
That's it.
And every video that I've seen, she looks healthy and energetic and likes to run around and play.
Yep.
Yeah, she was pretty mean to her brothers. If for instance, if she's seen that, like, one of them was liking some kind of a toy, and particularly, she would grab it from them and run, and she'd throw it on the floor and break it and just laugh.
Oh, damn.
She was a handful for her younger brother, especially. And my older son, he would never hit her. He was a lot bigger than her, but he would never hurt her for nothing.
That's cool.
Nope.
Sheila says, Don, we love you and we care very much.
Thank you, Sheila.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
We have a question. I'm not sure how you say that name. Haiku. How does Dawn know the scent trail? David Radar said her scent went down the driveway to the road. Dawn says it went through the dog trail to the road.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I watched with my own eyes, the officer and the dog go straight down that dog trail. But whether another dog, they've had several dogs up here, not just that one. They even had the prison guard dogs out here. So they had 3, 4. I imagine they had 5 sets of dogs here or more. I don't know. So, but from what I've found out, I just don't know, to be honest with you. I just watched the one dog go down the dog trail, and according to what he said, it dead ended down there. But the other dogs may have picked something else up, and they're not 100% accurate on everything either. But
no, they're
they
not.
never could pick her scent up anywhere. Yeah, they never could pick her scent up anywhere outside Ben Hill Road down there anywhere. So it's like she definitely got into a car, thrown in a car or whatever. My neighbors heard some screams. She was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird screams before they heard us screaming for Summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that, and I think she might have been fighting somebody.
Someone had asked in the chat, how's Candace holding up?
She's doing better.
Oh, good.
She's doing a lot better. But still, we don't get along like we used to. We're really struggling. These dogs are barking at absolutely nothing right now. But
Got a lot of high
it ain't the
emotions.
same, and it's not. Yeah, it's not ever going to be the same. But
for sure.
Real Gone Gonzo says, Don, 60-foot billboard still rolling loud and bright in Chattanooga. Got an extension. Hang tough. We are always here. Bring summer home.
There you go.
Tell them we sure appreciate that.
Gonzo!
Claire would like you to send love to Candace for
Okay.
Why do you think that around your area there's not much? People are saying there's no flyers up and no billboards around there.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I was down there this weekend, yes, Friday and Saturday, and the billboards had I had another Amber Alert, which I'm not saying that's not important. It's totally important, but the storefront windows, everything, they didn't have very much in it, and I thought that was sad. And I looked for the place that was handing out the free flyers, but I'm gonna come back down and try to help with that too.
Yeah, there's some places we go to and we try to put her picture up. A lot of places just won't allow it. They don't want all that stuff on their windows.
That's too bad.
That is.
Okay, good night.
I'm gonna go into the house here.
Okay. Have you asked for a copy of the police report yet, or the police report, or your?
She's gonna do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
She'll do that tomorrow. We're gonna go down there and see if we can get some kind of information from the police if we can.
Okay. Let us know if they charge you for that at all. We'll try and raise those funds for you. 'Cause, I mean, I've heard some people don't have to, but I know another case the parents were charged for it. Christian Andriacchio's parents were charged an arm and a leg, like $2,000 for their son's police report. If by chance you need any help to pay for that, please let us know. I'm sure we can come up with some kind of thing to help you get that. But I'm hoping it would be free to you since you're the parents.
Yeah, that should be free, you'd think.
Yeah.
Wow. I never heard of that.
Keep us posted tomorrow to make sure when you know.
Okay, yeah. I don't understand how they work all this. French fries. Anytime you go anywhere, you can expect to buy, French fries for sure.
There you go.
I don't know. She wasn't big on hamburgers or anything like that. Just.
Did Summer like potatoes?
No, well, not necessarily.
I love it. That's all kids. I hate potatoes, but I love French fries.
Just don't tell them French fries are made of potatoes, and you're good.
Yeah.
Right. And just the salt and everything, but yeah, I used to love to be able to. Whenever I could, I'd take just me and her go to the store, and she'd usually fall asleep on the way there. And we'd always stop and get candy. And if I took her to Walmart's or something, that was a big mistake. But we usually always settle on something. But but you can't help but get her what she wants and stuff. And I know the boys, I kind of favored Summer a lot, and the boys, they never got mad at me though. They understood, how I felt about Summer, and they didn't hold that against me, It was really good about we bought boys stuff. I got them this dirt bike. I don't know if you can see that. I got a couple of these here. The little Coleman bikes and stuff, and they love these things and ride the heck out of them. And
Don, they got a lot more stuff than I even did when I was a child. So I can't knock you for that. You're doing a good job. And I mean, your youngest is your baby, and they get babied because that's why they're
Yeah.
called the baby. So I mean that's. I
Yeah.
think you've done a good job, man.
Well, I was a baby, and all
Well, I
I had was a
appreciate
pedal
that.
bike and an Atari. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
You
and I
just
was the
aged
baby. So,
yourself.
yeah, I dated myself. Whatever. I'm
Does
old. I don't give a shit.
does the say that?
Does the
Fuck, I can't
Subaru
talk
have
today.
GPS? And how long did it take you to get
I
home?
think. Yeah, I'm sure it's got that Starlink system in it. So yeah, I'm sure it does.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I have my phone on me, and it takes 45 minutes to get from where I was at, but for some reason I didn't hit no. I was able to pass everything, and I didn't hit no traffic jams or get behind no tractors. I didn't have no problem in any way, so I probably made it in 25, 30 minutes to the house.
Oh, you've
But
answered this one, but if you have any gut feeling about who might have taken Summer.
I wished I did. I've been going around in the evenings talking to people and stuff, and a couple of guys, have mentioned that they just don't. The people that've been here forever, that they just can't in their minds see anybody from around here taking her. Because here in Beach Creek, that's just an automatic death sentence. You'd be, yeah, if you've done something like that to a little kid around here, you're gonna pay the price.
I would think so.
I mean, there's been a lot of bad stuff going on around here, and there's been several shootings, killings, all kind of stuff. It's a rough area, and but they don't put up with that kind of stuff, from what I understand. And, but yeah, I haven't got a clue. I was talking to a Vietnam veteran earlier, and he was telling me about some places in Mexico. They get kids out of the United States and take them to Mexico, for the sex trade thing or whatever it is. And so it's hard to say. And I talked to another woman. But she done her own investigation. And somehow she's working on Summer's case, but somehow she tracked down her own kid and done a lot of stuff that she wasn't able to do, what she wasn't able to do legally. But she tracked down vehicles and everything and went all the way to Arizona, and she was able to get her kid back and also save 39 others. There was 40 kids in a house. And I have to give her props. She don't want me to mention her name or anything like that. But boy, she done a fantastic job. However she did what she did, I hope and pray she can help us. But boy, she done an awesome job.
Okay, we got another
I just
question.
don't know the first thing about anything. I don't know.
Yeah. Earlier you mentioned that someone heard screams. Would you know where the screams were heard in relation to the house from the neighbor? Like what direction?
Well, we live on a hill, so you go down our driveway to Ben Hill Road. When down on the bottom down there, her driveway's right across from our driveway, and it goes straight up the hill. I mean, if you can see the tree outline from the moon, if you look straight down to the tree outline, her house is just below that tree line. I don't know if you can see it.
No, it's too dark.
But just below the moon is that tree line. Well, her house is up below them trees right there. But so she was up there, and she heard these screams. Her and her daughter heard these screams.
So it makes sense that Summer was somewhere between your house and her house at that point.
Yeah, down on Ben Hill Road, yes.
Yeah, okay. I know we're missing a lot of questions, guys, but
there's a rumor, and somebody brought it up here again. Sharon Dawn, why were you talking since March? That's not true. Nobody, the world didn't even know Dawn and Candace in March. I sent my original message to Dawn. What? Maybe a week after your daughter went missing, right? And I actually thought you were guilty of doing something. So it wasn't nice text messages I
Right.
sent you at first, was it?
No,
Yeah.
not at all. No.
No. So
yeah, I
we
don't know
haven't.
where
I've
that
tried
came
to
from.
We
sit
didn't
down.
start talking till June, and we didn't really
No.
start, like, we didn't have much. I would ask him, honestly, I thought he was guilty, and I would ask him here and there, where is your daughter? Tell me where your daughter is. Things like that. Anything I said in
Right.
public, that he knows, I said it to him too. I say to people's faces what
Yeah.
I say behind their back. So
Mm-hmm.
it's as simple as that. We have not
Yeah,
known each other for months before Summer went missing. We met in June.
no.
People come up with
Yeah.
weird shit.
And we've really only been talking like this for maybe 3 weeks or so, would you say? Less than a month?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys. I didn't meet
I've
Dawn
talked
2
to
months before
thousands.
Summer went missing. Well, Dawn, people
Well,
are
yeah.
thinking that
I've
I'm
talked
helping
to-
hide Summer for you.
Which is
Oh, wow.
insane. We're in a different country.
We're in a whole different country, but you know. It's
Right.
crazy. I mean, sometimes you gotta,
It is.
That's just the nature of this beast. That's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be people who make giant leaps and take things out of context. And
Cam and Alie, yes, I see the private chat, and if you want to go ahead and, yeah, you can bring that up, sure.
All right, yeah. I had noticed that on that other show tonight, he brought up this 40 minutes, and he clarified that they didn't get that search and rescue, and everybody didn't get there till 7:03. Yeah, and I mean, and if you got home at around 6:30 or whenever it was, then there wouldn't be law enforcement or anything if that's when they showed up. And I just wondered, because I drove that road, and it takes quite a long time to get out there. And if law enforcement wasn't around there, it would take a while. I just didn't know if that was accurate, because he stated that tonight. And I just figured that would, with everything he's been trying to say, I think he just put his foot in his mouth, maybe.
Claudia, I
Yeah,
invite you to go
I
back
might
to that
have,
video and listen to it. Sorry, but I never said I met him in March. Go back
Not
and
you,
re-listen to
not
that.
you, Don.
Jesus.
Not you. That I think that
Oh, okay.
if
I'm
they
sorry.
got there later, if you got there earlier, then law enforcement wouldn't have been there when you got there. So, I mean, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to bring that 40-minute thing up.
Yeah, I think I made it in 25, 30 minutes because I was really flying.
Right.
And if law enforcement is coming from Hawkins County, that's about 40-minute drive in Kingsport and everything. But I think there might have been one car up here when I pulled up. But I just can't really remember for sure.
Right.
But yeah, I was flying just as fast as they probably could have. And so
Well, if you would have had a shorter trip,
I was wrong on some of my
time.
time.
Go ahead. I'm
Sir? No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying if you had
I
a shorter drive than they even did to come from Hawkins County, then it would make sense that probably you might miss it if you drove by your house down to the property. You wouldn't see them up there if there was one cop car, because I drove that same thing, and I was just wondering if that was how that played out. I just wanted to ask you that personally, but
Yeah, I think I made it in 25, 30 minutes. When it would have took Hawkins County, if they was running 80 and 90, they could have made it in about 25, 30 minutes. And like I said, I think there might have been one up here, but I did drive to the bottom property first and seen my boys down there and my neighbor. So then I turned around, come back up here, and I think, if I remember right, I think there was one officer up here. I believe, but I'm not sure. I can't remember on that for sure. But then they
Well,
all
that would, I
started
mean, that
pouring
would
in
make
here and
sense
blocked
too.
in. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yep.
Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to
Mm.
interrupt everybody. Just wanted to ask
Nope,
him
you're
that.
good.
Okay, so
Good.
every time I try and click it,
Jumps up.
yeah.
They're wondering, was the screams you heard, was it a child, an adult, multiple people?
If what?
The scream that the neighbor heard, if she knew if it was a child or an
Oh,
adult.
she said it was a really weird scream. Like it still haunts her. I can't imagine, but I'd say, from what I understand, like maybe her mouth was covered and she probably couldn't breathe, and she probably was able to get out a scream or something like that in terror kind of scream.
So,
And
I don't know
so,
what to do.
yeah, that's horrible.
Hmm.
And she can scream loud. I mean, that little girl can scream.
Mm.
I've just been, yeah.
Leslie E.
I've been really devastated.
Mm.
Yeah. He went to the shed first because he knew that they were already searching around the house. And it wasn't like this was like 10 miles away. It was just right down the road. That's why he went there first.
And
Yeah,
when
just
you drive by your road, the Ben
Yeah.
Hill Road, you can't see up on the hill to your house from down there on Beach Creek. I would not
No.
think. I don't know.
no, not with all the leaves on the trees. But
Exactly.
in the
When we
fall
drove
or
by,
in the winter. Yeah.
when we drove by on Beach Creek, you can't see up through there. I mean, the foliage is in thick up through there.
Yeah, for sure.
Don's at home. So your ex coworker was questioned by TBI?
Yeah. He's still being questioned by some people in law enforcement because, I don't know how far I can go into this, but he, of course, he was madder than hell at me and probably still is. Just don't make a whole lot of sense. We was talking about him earlier, me and some other people, but yeah, he's, I don't know. I've always suspected him, and I still do.
Mm.
I mean, I've seen a different side of him that, I've seen a side of him that just makes me believe that he could have very easily done something very hateful. When you just know when you run into somebody that's capable of pure evilness, you just don't never forget that.
Next question.
I mean,
is TBI still checking with you to keep you updated and that kind of thing? Or do you basically just have to call them whenever you want?
Well, I'm going to call them tomorrow, but I'm sure, if they had anything at all, they'd call me. So I'm just thinking there's nothing. There's just absolutely nothing.
So you probably won't have an answer to this one either, but were there any bare footprints found in the neighbors' yards?
They say, there's some, down the road, but they got a bunch of kids, down there too. And of course, we can't confirm any of this because the police they're really not telling us a whole lot. But my kids, they run around barefoot all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't know about that. I really don't. My kids could have been running around down there looking for Summer that day barefooted because they run around barefooted all the time. I can't go
Mm.
barefooted like they do, but they can run on these rocks and stuff, but I can't do it.
I can do that. I'm like that too, and my kids are like that too. Absolutely. Uh,
Yeah.
Kaz, she would like you to just give like Candace must be really going like through it, as you know, as well as you. So she's just sending love. Thank you, Kaz. Becky, thank you. Now I don't know if you. Some people are wondering what Candace did after she went downstairs. She saw Summer was gone, and then she had called 911, but her story kind of stops there. If you don't want to answer that and put words in Candace's mouth, I understand that.
Well, Candace, when she called me first, said she can't find Summer nowhere. And I says, well, hang up from me and call 911 right now, just in case. So she did. She ran to her mom's trailer over here, grabbed her phone because she's the only one at the time that had an AT&T phone, called 911, and I called 911 also after I threw the rest of my tools in the Subaru. And so I got on the road and called 911, and they dispatched me over to Hawkins County. And so then she called me back on Messenger, and we talked the whole way. And she was driving her mother's truck, going all over, back and forth, up and down these streets looking. And she was nowhere to be found. So she was the first one, driving around all these streets and everywhere looking for her. So that tells you right there that somebody threw her in a car and got gone fast out of this area quickly. And it don't take long. You get on some of these roads and open your vehicle up, you can fly pretty good and get out of here, no problem. So they had at least 25, 30 minutes to get out of this area, And so, yeah, I'd say I don't know. I know there's one route out of here that I think I believe there's one route out of here that they can take, and I don't think there's any cameras on that one route out of this area. There's several routes, but
people are wondering, and I'll just ask you because why when you got a call that Candace couldn't find Summer, how come you didn't just take off in the car? Why'd you take the time to load your tools first? Have you ever gotten a call like that before from any other kids, like you couldn't find one of the kids?
No, I was hoping that on the way home that I would get a call that they found her. That's what I was hoping and praying the whole time. And the reason I load my tools up first is because they're very expensive. I spent a lot of time and money collecting the tools that I have, and I just can't leave them out there. I can't afford to replace them, so I had to load my tools up.
By the way, I have been watching Good Job Mods. I've seen it's only nasty comments being deleted. So I know some people are complaining. I don't really see that many comments being deleted also. So thank you, mods. Good job so far tonight. There's a lot of people, Don, that are sending their love and support to both you and Candace. A lot of love and support in the chat, just so you know.
Well, we really appreciate that. Definitely. Trying to put it into words, but yeah, thank you, because we all got to try to support each other and help each other, to get through this world, to do good, and we all fall short, and we all got to take up our cross, take up our cross and follow in Jesus' footsteps, stuff like that. But we need to try to
Yeah.
love each other and help each other all we can. You know. So I appreciate it. Any support that I can get, I really appreciate it.
Mm. Yeah, a lot of people you've been asking
Because
why
it is.
did we just hear about the scream now? But yeah, law enforcement would know. So yeah, it's not
Well,
just
she
new.
tried to tell law enforcement that, but I don't think law enforcement took it serious at all. But it's haunted that poor lady ever since. I was talking to her one day and she just started crying. I mean, real emotional about it.
What can people do for the family, Don, and especially people who were far away? What can people do that is helpful to you and Candace at this time?
Yeah, far away,
Just
close, like
just mostly. I mean, the only thing that we can do is the only thing I can do is pray and try to my very best to keep the commandments and try to come together as a Christian family and just pray. That's all. That's all I can do. That's
mm,
all I can do because I don't have nowhere to turn. If I knew where Summer was at, somewhere in halfway around the world or wherever, I would be gone right now. You know,
yeah.
trying to get to her. I'd do anything. If I had to go fight a war to get to her, I'd go fight that war. If I had
Mm.
some direction to go, I'd be going that direction. But since we don't know nothing, and it's we have to give it to God. That's all I can do. I mean, I go and talk to people a lot in the evening when I can, but but still, in the end, I got to give it all to God, which kind
That's
of,
true.
There you go.
you know,
Now, is there anything that people who live locally to you could help? Like, do you guys need someone to help you keep up with some house work on the house, or change tires on your
um,
truck, or anything like that that you're like
oh
kind of
no,
falling behind on?
no, we're actually good with all that stuff. Just please just keep praying, and that's about it. Um,
Mm.
yeah,
Well, I think it's our
yeah.
job as people to be prayer warriors. I told Mark this the other night
Facts.
for each other. Intercessory with prayer is that's the only way that if the world would come together and be kind and pray for
Yeah,
one another, you would see a lot better results through
Mm.
things. Hate
yeah,
gets you nowhere.
yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. But unfortunately, we're in the last days, according to
That's
Revelations. I
right.
mean, we're
Facts.
we're very close to the last days, and so the world's just going to keep getting more evil and more evil and more hate compiled. And but I found a really interesting scripture thanks to that Seventh Day Adventist online.
Mm.
You mind if I share it with you?
Absolutely would love
Whatever
that.
you want to
It's
say,
pretty
Don.
small. Cool. I appreciate that. And this is Isaiah 66, verse 22, or the whatever it is, 22. But and it's talking about when God builds the new heavens and the new earth. He says, "As the new heavens and the new earth that I make will endure before me, declares the Lord, so will your name and descendants." Okay, so your name and your kids will endure forever. Your descendants. Sorry, I'm wearing my sister's glasses. I know I look like an idiot, but so
You're
I thought that
fine.
was really cool. So your name and descendants will endure, forever if we keep the commandments and we make it. We'll have a new heaven, new earth. We'll all be rebuilt. We'll rebuild this entire world. We'll build mansions, and all that. And then from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another. So the Sabbath will be celebrated forever. It has
Mm-hmm.
always been celebrated, and it always will be forever. Okay, and from one Sabbath to another, all mankind will come and bow down before me, and will love to bow down to him, says the Lord. And they will go out and look on the dead bodies of those who rebelled against the God. Okay? The worms that eat them will not die. The fire that burns them will not be quenched, and they will be loathsome to all mankind. So I thought that was really cool to know that if we keep the commandments, that our name and our descendants will go forever. So that tells me that I will be able to be with my kids on this new earth that we will rebuild, and the new heavens and the new earth. That's one heck of a promise from God right there.
Yeah.
So, so no matter what happens in this sinful world, even if we're killed or whatever, in the future, not too far off, we'll be able to be with our kids and our family and all our loved ones. That's pretty awesome. That made me really feel good when I stumbled on that today.
Oh, God
Sheila
shows you
says
things
your
in the
reading
scripture for a
is
reason.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. It means a lot as I am just finding God, just learning. That's from Sheila.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
me too. Me too. I'm trying to keep them commandments. It's very important. Very important.
For sure.
A lot of churches
John,
say the commandments were done away with, but they're not.
No, they're not.
Not at all.
And what I
No.
was saying, I believe the Lord shows you things in scripture when you turn to the Word every day. He will show you what you need to hear every day.
Yes, sir.
God
Absolutely.
is good.
He
Man,
knew we
you
had
don't
short
have to be a
minds.
member. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
It's a nice thing.
I just wanted to ask you, Don, you know the I can't remember what they're called. The people who came out searching over this weekend, did you ask for them to come out and do that?
No, I don't know where they come from. I even asked Dusty Albritton if she knew what was going on, and she said that she cut ties with them people a long time ago. What she told me. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing or what they're about. I have no clue.
Are you talking about the ones that went out to the racetrack? Those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because some people had said you asked for them, and then they said that they claimed you were doing an
I
interview
think
with
Dusty.
them.
No. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with them people. I think they just kind of took over from somebody else's little thing. I don't know, or trying to steal the spotlight or whatever from the psychics, or I don't know. I don't want to try to put anybody down or anything, but
Right. Do you have any questions?
No.
Benny and Cam or Alie, do you have any questions you would like to ask before I'd like Cam, if you want to lead us in a prayer at the end of this also.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, go ahead
If
if
you
you guys
yeah.
have any questions.
just ask Don this, Don, have I ever met you personally in my life?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's right.
I don't
I
think
just
so.
I wanted to clear that up because I think it was being said that y'all hired me and all this other stuff, and I just wanted you to tell people that is totally not true. The
Oh,
only time we've ever spoke is on here.
yeah, that's right.
Regs, we did. Summer didn't have any birthmarks.
Yep, none that would stand
Yeah,
out.
a lot of you coming in
Yeah, I'm
later,
not.
you asked questions that we already addressed.
Mm-hmm.
But we did miss a lot. We tried, y'all, but we got like 2,200 people in here, so.
Yeah. LFT, one last one. Do you know what the search efforts are now? Do you know, does law enforcement have anything planned for I know you wanted EquiSearch to come out like a week ago. It was a no-go then. Did they let you know that, hey, we are going to get some more searching or anything? You know anything going on with that?
No. Yeah, that's why I called David Rader to see if he'd come back out here, and he tried to call them, and they won't return his call, or I don't know what's going on. So we're gonna go to Hawkins County tomorrow and see if we can figure out why we can't get searchers in here. What? But I really don't believe she's in this area. I believe she was taken out of here in a car as fast as possible and probably far away. Just like we talked about earlier, trying to put the puzzle together as much as possible. I believe she was thrown in a car and taken out of here as quickly as possible.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pretty sure. I just don't understand why law enforcement,
Sorry.
Yeah.
One of the comments, we had heard a
Oh,
rumor,
go ahead.
Benny and all of us heard a rumor. Is it true that you were laughed at by Alie and some people at a cookout or something? Something about, ha, they took your kids or something?
Yeah, the church
Wow.
made a banner for. They made a big banner for Candace, and Robin was there, and I was supposed to be there, but I got involved in some other stuff with that woman I was talking to you about that went and found her own kid. I can't believe she did that, but she did. But anyways, so they made a banner, and her and Robin was gonna go and take it down the parade. And as they was taking it down the parade, Alie and them were on the sidelines, pointing their fingers, saying and mocking them, saying, "Ha, I got your kid," and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's
so
ridiculous.
I'm kind of glad I wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and other people heard it too, and they commented on it on Facebook.
Yeah, I brought that up, Don, because I got that really early on, right after it happened, and it was just like it was the most despicable thing, one of the most despicable things that I think that has transpired in this, outside of just Summer being missing. But that's just not the kind of way that we want to conduct and carry ourselves. That's above, that's beyond the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is. That's above and beyond hate right there. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well,
we got to pray for
enough
everybody regardless.
That's it.
It's okay.
Pray for everybody.
Yeah.
Prayers all around.
We're going to actually end this here tonight so you can get back to your lovely wife. But before you go, we're going to have Cam say a little prayer with us if you're okay with that.
Oh, that would be so awesome. I sure appreciate that.
Yeah, man, no problem.
If you all will take a minute and bow your heads and close your eyes and leave the hate alone for a minute and listen to Cam. Cam, you got the floor, buddy.
All right.
Oh, God.
Dear Heavenly Father, we ask right now that, Lord, you could shed some light on this and just help to bring some answers home for the family. Our main concern and efforts are for Summer. Lord, let there be peace to these families' hearts. And Lord, you know the intentions of every one of our hearts, Lord. And I just pray that these things will be seen. Lord, we ask that all the darkness and hate and everything, we rebuke that, Lord. And we know that the tongue is mightier than the sword. So, Lord, just help people to think before they say things. And again, Lord, we just pray for this beautiful little girl and her family. Lord, let there be peace. I know it's a hard situation, but let there be peace for this family and in their hearts. Let the people leave them alone and step back and think, what would I feel like if I was in this situation? But Lord, we pray these things in your mighty, mighty name. Amen.
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 Thanks,
Amen. Thank you very much.
No problem, man.
Well, Don, thank
Love
you
and
so much
prayers to
for taking the
everybody. Thank
time and
y'all.
doing this for everyone. Yep, love and prayers to you too. Give
Thank
Candace
you
a big
guys.
hug for everybody.
Thank you all.
Bye, Don. Have a
Awesome
good
deal.
week.
See you guys. I appreciate you.
See you, man.
God
God
Talk
bless
to
bless
you
you
guys.
soon.
Thank you so much. All right.
God bless
All
you. Don.
right.
All
Wow.
right.
Yeah. A lot of you in the chat are ticked off. Your questions didn't get asked. But there was a lot of questions you were asking, well, why did Candace do this? Why did Alie do that? He doesn't know.
Yeah.
It would just be the same old, same old. And a lot of your questions we just weren't going to ask. Like, does he think Summer's dead?
Yeah,
We're not going to ask him that.
That's not. Yeah, it's not tasteful.
And
Yeah.
we have though. If you watch
We
before,
have.
he's
Like, do you
answered
still
that
have
question.
hope and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and go back and watch Cher's other interviews because a lot of your questions, I know you're new to the channel, but a lot of your questions were answered on those too.
Mhm.
So
We don't want to be the cause of people of putting thoughts of his child and just the thoughts of just anything bad into his head or her into Candace's head. That's not right. I mean, if he
this,
doesn't want to think that way, if he has a positive outlook, let him have his positive outlook. That's all our God-given right is to have hope and faith in the Lord to bring our children through any circumstance.
mhm.
Protect justice at all costs.
That's right.
Mhm.
I mean, at all
Yeah,
costs.
agree, Terry. And yeah, the screams that hasn't been taught. I thought I heard like way back when I first heard about Summer Wells missing. I thought I heard something about someone could hear screams,
I never heard that before.
but
That's
that
good to
hasn't
know.
been talked about. Like I think it'd be nice if Don would actually go back and talk to the neighbor and get some more details about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if I meant to tell him to go look at that stuff we put together to see what he thought about that. I don't know if all that information has if he's privy to all that, put all together in one place like that. I hope maybe if that could help with anything. I don't know. Just
We'll
what
make
I
sure
Really
he gets
quick.
it.
Wait, Rose 1033. That's not how the justice system is supposed to work. And I really hope that you don't find yourself in a pickle one day where you have to
Facts.
prove yourself
Yeah.
innocent before you even get charged with something. That is a stupid comment. I'm going to be quiet now.
well that's
Yeah,
the
it's
reason. That's the reason why.
everyone is innocent at this point.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It's the exact opposite, Rose.
Well, people. That's the reason that we're having so many problems. It's because we've turned it around till guilty till proven innocent, and that's not the way that
No, you're
our
trying to
law
prove a
works.
man out of a hole that shouldn't even be there, right? Like he's been put in a hole by 84% of America,
Yes.
and the few of us, all we can do is try to preserve justice. This
Yeah.
isn't about trying to preserve anything other than victims' rights and justice, right? Like Summer's case and all of that coming to a resolution is the cause and effect of justice. So when you protect justice, you are automatically protecting Summer and every kid out there, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you guys, we're gonna dig in more about the screams, see if we can get some more information for you guys, because yeah, like I said, I thought I heard about it like way back when, but yeah, it definitely hasn't been talked about a lot, if at all.
Right.
Oh, you know what? I think I remember because Don said he was screaming her name. Yeah, I think that's what I remember. I don't think it was actually that anyone else was heard a scream.
So that's good information to know. And I think that should have been out there in the forefront too. But everybody decided to go a different route and listen to somebody that was already had a motive to try to pin on somebody. Then the evidence wasn't ever released the proper way because everybody's focus was turned on something different.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what we can do, Amber. We'll see. Because there's a lot of information we need. We need whereabouts did she think the scream came from? What time did she hear the scream? Was it just the one? Did she hear a car afterwards? Like there's a whole lot of questions we need to ask her. And no one's talked about this that I know of.
Amber, we talked about Tim. He has mentioned wanting to go out. He has talked to some neighbors and having, like, they are willing to let him go search or whatever. And I said, will you ask them, can you record that if you're going out with neighbors, and can you record that and ask them if they're okay? And he said he would see if he is okay to do that. So we don't know if that will happen, but he's willing to do
He's pretty much,
anything.
he's never said no to us.
He's never said no to us. Thank you, Natasha. Welcome to the Crazy Train.
Hey, Natasha.
Do you think, Mark, that the neighbor... Oh, shit.
No,
I'm sorry,
I don't
guys.
think that, Miriam, because it'd be pretty distinguishable, a man's voice from a kid's. But I was just saying that, like, I remember Don saying that he was screaming as loud as he could for Summer. I think that's where I actually heard screaming.
Yes, and that very
Hey, buddy.
channel and person was actually saying that if Don was screaming for Summer, he was acting.
Yeah, well, that's neither here nor there. But I think that's where I remember hearing something about screaming. I don't remember anyone saying they heard Summer screaming, or what could have been Summer. But yeah, like the time, direction, how close, car after, like there's a whole lot of questions.
Hey, stop it.
Oh, how far he went in school. That would have been a good question. I mean, it doesn't really pertain to Summer, but wasn't really disrespectful or anything.
Can I say something?
Yep.
The petition, we put the framework in it last night, and that's the way that, it would work with, a supposed code of ethics and using the laws that are currently already on the books that police don't seem to be enforcing. So with the updated framework, we've got 926 signatures.
Woo! Awesome.
And so, yeah, this is the petition, guys. Stop the exploitation and solicitation of crimes against children. Take a second to go over and check it out. Read the framework. If you do it, man, we'd love to have your signature. If not, we appreciate you just giving it a read over. So thank you.
And you guys, yeah, police reports should be free. But I know another case where I talked to the parents, which is Christian Andriacchio, Ray Andriacchio, and her husband had to pay about $2,000 for the police reports on Christian's case. So I've seen where people have to pay, and that's their son, you know what I'm saying? So yes, they should absolutely be free, but it would not shock me if they tried to charge him or them for it, because I have seen it before.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yes, please read on. Okay, well, you guys, I think that's it for now. For tonight. Thank you, mods, for...
And most of you, thank you for being respectful with our request to stay away from the SA thing.
Yes.
I know some of you are really passionate about that, and it is a viable avenue. I'm not going to say that it isn't a possibility. It is a viable avenue, but there are several viable avenues. That's all we're saying. We're not defending it. We're just saying that's one option of many.
To be honest, we don't want him to talk about that or answering questions when, I'm sorry, but nobody, clearly he was not a happy camper after that show tonight, So it's not the time, it just wasn't the time. If he wants to address that, absolutely. We let him have his voice, but we tried to steer away from that. Really quick. I just want to... You don't know when to quit. So I have 130 members. Thank you, everybody. And for the super chats, I'm sorry I didn't thank you all individually, because when he was talking and someone super chatted, I just wanted to let him talk. There is somewhat of a delay, so sometimes we do speak over each other, and I didn't want to interrupt when he was on a roll. So I'm sorry for the questions we didn't get to. He's an open book. I'm sure there'll be more. Mm-hmm. So go sign that petition.
Keep talking to him.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Benny and Cam and Alie.
That's a good question. We'll ask if he's ever met Mr. Dobbs.
Oh, that is a good question, Mr. Dobbs. Yes.
Because I'll raise one question real quick with Cam. So we know that Mr. Dobbs was taking pictures at the Roadway Inn 5 or 6 years ago. So he's been around in that area using that hotel for 5 or 6
Right.
years.
What is he doing?
Right? Like no one,
Because
like
he was from
that's putting
Georgia,
that
right?
well, huh?
He was from Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he likes that area and he likes that hotel for whatever reason. And, we know that it has a bad rap. So I think that, there's still a few things to be ironed out about that, legitimately. For whatever reason, there was some issues with that picture. So
And he obviously was having some disputes with more than just one person. And also, me and Allison Allison, what was that we didn't add into to our little thing about that one part that you wanted to add? Do you remember? Hold on, she's got a screenshot. I want to address this too. Yeah. Oh yeah, the thing that he posted. I forgot to put this in there. When he was asked on Facebook about why he was leaving Tennessee or how did it go in Tennessee, he said legal troubles. And on June 16th, he posted this. I think the folks living on the Tennessee hills are not too welcoming to outsiders. Hell, I'm just a hillbilly just like them. Only I'm from the North Georgia hills. You'd think I'd fit right in. Yeah, I don't know. Take what you will from that, but I thought that was pretty interesting too.
Hey, has he been having problems with those people for 5 or 6 years now? Because we know he took a picture with Elvis at the Roadway Inn 5 or 6 years ago. So,
right.
How long has this problem been going on? Was that just a one-time trip back then, or does he make frequent trips there? That's hard to discern, but it is an interesting detail nonetheless.
Thank you, Miriam, for that. And yeah, and I think we've proven pretty clearly in those pictures that wasn't an angle dispute with the parking lot with the lines and everything. That has been done, I believe, way before those lines and everything. All that work and cleanup, whatever you want to call it, was done way before 2 months ago. So yeah. I don't think that could have been done, and you have the weathering and cracking and all that stuff within a 2 month period. Just wanted to put that in there too, but you guys go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's definitely something wrong there.
Yeah.
He was impressed with that, by the way.
I was.
Cam and Alie, he was.
The only thing I said was I wish it had been a video and you walked and caught every pillar in one shot. So
I
no one could say...
actually have video footage of that, but I will tell you one thing. Out of every place I went that day, that was the only place that gave me the worst vibes I've ever had in my life. Yeah, you can ask Lizzie. She was on the phone with us during that, and I looked for cameras. There was no cameras at this place. Allison jumped out, evaluated the place, looked for the exact pole, went over there, took a picture, and I was out of there. You can see from the news report and everything that we posted in our video, that place is not a favorable place to be staying.
Yeah.
So,
that was another thing. Is the Roadway Inn and the Churchill Inn, is that the same place?
Yes, it is.
It was the Churchill Inn first, and then it was closed down in 2020
and reopened as the Roadway.
Yeah, and I just wanted to go clear. We wanted to clear up and just see that if it was even still open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was, but not a lot of cars there. Maybe two, I think.
Even the number online, it was the same for the Churchill and the Roadway Inn, but that number was disconnected. So there wasn't even. It was almost like a drive-up situation.
Right, I forgot about that. I forgot about that, Benny.
They didn't have. And then I looked through the reviews of the place, and of course the reviews were terrible. But it showed people booking like 2 days before, we reviewing rather 2 days before he got there. So it's still active, but we couldn't find any way other than maybe booking online. You couldn't physically call them.
Well, Benny, we'll go. Me and Allison are trying to think of the best time to tell what happened when we first rolled into Kingsport and stopped just to talk and find him there. Hey, Benny was on the phone with me then for that, and that was I just want to think of the best way to put that information out. So we'll let y'all know here soon about that.
Yeah, that area.
You guys, everyone's channels is linked in the description. Benny, Alie and Cam's, Mr. Shares, our joint channel, everyone's links you can find in the description.
And for everyone who may wonder, my channel name isn't Mr. Share, it's Prairie Boy 77, but
there you go.
It's just Mr. Share because I'm with Share.
I mean, yeah, it's linked in there too. You'll see it says Prairie Boy, and then I'll have in brackets Mr. Share, so you all know. He might have to change his channel name. I don't know.
I'm not changing it. I'm keeping Prairie Boy.
I'm kidding. All right, well, good night, family. And Tammy, you're not up here, but I love you. Nellie, love you.
Yeah,
bye,
Tammy.
Tammy.
Bye, guys.
See you, Benny. See you, Mr. Sheriff.
And everyone in chat, thank you to most of you. Most of you are cool.
Yeah, most of you did good. I know you got some.
1% of y'all are still assholes, but
thank y'all for our supporters too. Everybody that's supporting us, y'all been great. Your comments are great. You stand up for us when we need it, and we appreciate everybody that is showing us support. Man, that's awesome. We never thought that this would go like this fast. So
yeah, it's awesome to see, and that gives me hope because we got a lot of YouTubers who just want to tear each other down. And we've been guilty of that. Everybody does it. You fall into that, but it does so much better when we're working to build each other up.
Yes.
So let's do more of that. Let's all help each other and work together.
Can I read something to you?
Yeah.
I just got something in, and this is from somebody that actually does painting lines and asphalt paving. Okay, he said, we do painting lines, asphalt paving. We all looked at it and firmly believe this repaint is a minimum of 6 months or more. And the weather does play a role in the cracks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so a minimum of 6 months. So I think that's to say a lot.
Well, you could probably call painters in the area and find out who painted that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They'd get someone local. They wouldn't hire someone out of state to come paint parking lot lines.
Yeah.
I might, I even thought next time we go down there, which is probably going to be soon, I'll go in there and ask. Now that I have a feel of it. I just felt weird and I went with my gut, but I'll go in there and talk to them. I went in everywhere else we were at down there and I talked to people. So, yeah, like I said, we got some stuff that you guys are really going to find interesting. So,
you know what you got to do, Cam? Go in there and say that you bought a lot and you want to get some lines painted. Ask them who did theirs.
There you go.
Good night, Dalen. We love you. Your family also. Again, I just want to say, some of you all had to repeat yourself, but the mods did good tonight. I'm happy with what you guys did tonight. Thank you. Let the haters hate like you all tell me all the time. You did fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Thank
you guys
you.
were busy.
Yeah.
You had your jobs cut out for you for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank y'all and thank you, Benny, for some of the. We talked behind the scenes, man. You've helped me and my wife through a lot of stuff we weren't clear on, and thank you all, Cher, and for just giving, before all this, both of you guys, Benny and Cher, thank y'all for letting us have our voice.
Thank you, Cher. Shares.
Yeah, thank you, Cher. and Benny. Both. That's what I'm saying. Both y'all guys, man. Y'all were awesome.
Just thanks all around.
Makes me happy because that's what I started this platform for. People are like, why is it Voices Behind the Wall? And to be honest, it was because I help prisoners fight for the proper justice system, which is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law beyond all reasonable doubt, people. And I had to remind myself of this with Dawn and Summer and all of this. I had to remind myself of this because, as he even told you, I was texting him, where's your daughter? Where's your daughter? Like,
Yeah, and that's just so wrong.
It was wrong.
If you ever wonder, like, if you think about what's going on in Afghanistan now, not to shamelessly plug a different tragedy, but you know, what you have going on in Afghanistan is, you know, it's the sign of something bigger, a bigger problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that really like what Mr. Scher said, that I think that we all need to build each other up, right? Because there is an awful lot of, you know, like I get involved. Like there's days where they make 30 videos, they get 100,000 views at my expense, and then I do a shameless little community post, and all of a sudden I'm a bad guy. And I don't want it to be that way, right? Like we should all be able to work together, and because we're all doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you think about anybody who's ever died in a war in the name of America, they're fighting for freedom and for justice, right? You can't have one without the other. So, you know, to come here on YouTube and spit on the name of justice, that's a big problem for me. You know what I mean?
Dalen, I just thought of you, my love, when he mentioned that.
Yeah. Well, none of us are perfect, but they're bigger fish to fry, and we will never accomplish a damn thing if we're fighting each other.
That's right.
What I love, though, is Summer brought some real awesome humans together.
That's what's up. That's back.
We will continue helping. If Summer is found tomorrow, hey, Kat, we'll be helping other people, other children, because Summer brought all of us together.
I heard another creator Mirandizing the whales earlier today.
God. He's a cop now. Okay, but let's not get into that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to end it now.
But that was hilarious.
Yeah, love you guys.
And yes, one parting note, like, whatever you feel about this thing, you know, when you're looking up, cat scratch me. When you're looking up at the stars and you're talking to God and you're thinking, who's to blame for all this? Everybody knows it's Benny.
It's Benny. It's always Benny.
It's always Benny.
Me, I'll take it. I'm the designated meat puppet.
LaDonna, welcome to the Crazy Train. Welcome. And I just want to end this really quick.
Nobody's typing.
By well, I just want to wish AB well on his content for tonight. Enjoy our hard work.
Right.
Ta-ta for now, everyone. Good night.
Good night.